I'm excited, to be honest. Really happy to be the captain of the team and given the privilege to be the captain and to lead the guys. So yeah, I can't really describe it because last few days I've been sleeping and then waking up, sleeping, waking up, sometimes lying in my bed like for 2-3 hours awake and thinking like, oh man, look where I am, look at this club, it's so big, the stadium, everything, it's so huge, everything that's it's taken care of. Everyone is looking out for us. So meeting also the first team players, we are so close to everything actually, and it's just big, and in comparison to what I've seen before, like this is like next level. I came here 9 years ago, and not for me but for my little brother, Giuliano van Velsen. I think most of the fans or some of the fans and people inside the club still know him. He was a left winger. He was in the team with Paul Pogba, Jesse Lingard, Rafael Morrison, and they were the last team to win the FA Youth Cup. I knew the club from back then, and now it works from the inside, and it's really it's a real family club, and everyone is really warm with each other, and how it works with the youth academy. And I've been to the Carrington training ground before as well. So for me to be 9 years later to come back here, it's like the circle is complete now, it's round. And for me to reach Manchester United, the level with just playing a computer game is just mind-blowing. Kamel won the national title in 2016. He's a 2-time COPE World finalist. I think he's the only one to have done it, to be a 2-time COPE World finalist. He's a very great player, and he's a great and important addition to the team, to be honest. And in terms of like points in game, you might not see it reflecting, but in terms of important decisions and in coaching, he's one of the key players of the team. I can't imagine the team that it would be as great without him, to be honest. He's like just the missing link, and for me he's the very important key player to mold everything together. Mikolaj is, as I mention it all the time, he's the baby of the team because he's only 16 years old. He came onto the scene last year in 2019 regional final season 2 in Porto, after being the UK champion in his first try, and that's a great achievement. I saw him play in Portugal, and I was like, man, this kid is something special. He has great potential. I kept in touch with him and tried to get him involved with pro clubs after. I kept looking out for him, played some games with him, and now he's on the team. I'm really happy to have him on the team because he's still young, unfazed, you know, like when you come onto the scene, you're like, I want to prove myself. Not much pressure on him, you know, like just laid back and just soak everything up. And the way he plays, he's very aggressive, and his responsiveness is really good because he's still 16, so his responsiveness is a lot better, and that's very important for us as well. He's great at pressing, and just love him to have on the team, and he's a great vision as well. And Wissel, I've known him since 2013 when I for the first time came onto the scene, and actually we didn't see eye to eye back then because he was sitting on the throne as the best Dutch player ever, and I actually knocked him off the throne. And yeah, at first I had to earn my respect, of course, because that's how it works when you come onto the scene. You have to earn your respect. But now years later, we are friends. It's great to have him on the team as well because he's an experienced player. He tactically wise, he's strong as well. He brings like different kind of approaches to the team, things that sometimes we haven't thought of. Like tactically wise, he gave one of our formation and tactics for us that we can use now in the competition. So I'm really happy with Wissel as well, and it makes the four of us, it makes the team complete, and it's really a mix of a French, actually Scottish/Polish player, two guys from the Netherlands, and I think we are the only team that has like a mixed team of different countries. Efootball.pro is the organization that gave the best players a platform to be pro players. When they came onto the scene last year, they signed clubs to join into the competition, and the clubs had to sign players to compete. So for us, Efootball.pro will always be like on this high of a pedestal for us, because they gave us the platform to be pro players, and everyone is very thankful to them. And now it's like a 3v3 competition. Like last year was 2v2, this year's 3v3. You have a group stage with 10 clubs from all over Europe. Big clubs like Juventus, Bayern Munich, Barcelona taking part as well. And with Manchester United as one of the biggest clubs as well, it's you can say it's like a Champions League of competition. You have a group stage first, then a top 6 advance to a knockout stage, with the first 2 going straight to semi-finals. Then the others play like a quarter-final matchup to see who goes to the semi-finals. The top 2 advance to an international cup, with a team from Asia and a team from South America. So it's a competition of like spread out to I think 9 or 10 months maybe, and the final will be in July. So hopefully you'll see us there with a trophy in our hands and celebrate. You have 3 players that are like controlling 11 players on the pitch, and it's very important to have the chemistry, the understanding of your teammates, because if, for example, my teammate would have selected like the defensive midfielder, and he's like covering the area, and I select the center back and decide to press on the attacking midfielder of the opponent, I create a gap in defense, which makes it for the opponent easier to exploit. So you have to communicate really well, like, alright, if you have the defensive midfielder, then I have to coach him like, alright, you put the pressure, I cover you. For example, that I don't also go pressure with the 2 or 3 of us to create gaps. So in co-op, it's really important that you know what the other is going to do, see what the other is going to do, play 1v1 against each other to understand each other better, and then in co-op you can bring everything you learned, everything you know of each other, the way they play, and understand each other better as well. The secret to developing a great team is to be friends. Friends, when you are friends with each other, when you know each other better, you accept more from each other. For example, we have been on this training camp, and it's been a blast with the guys. We have a lot of fun, and I think that if we hadn't done this, like I knew Kamps from before, I knew Vishal from before, I knew Mikolai from like last year, and the time we spent online talking to each other. But Mikolai didn't know Vishal and Kamil like I know them, for example. And now with these 10 days, they can know each other better. They can now know like, alright, this is Vishal, right? This is Kamil, this is Mikolai, this is Eldridge. Now you see like how we are in real life, not just behind our computers, because we are real people as well. That helps to build the chemistry as well, and playing with each other a lot. It's a lot of fun. Like I'm very outgoing and joking a lot, and as you could Mikolai in the beginning, for example, was really laid back and relaxed and just looking, but now he's like one of the guys who's like making fun and joking around as well. So it took a few days for him to see how it works and to come to be himself. And we had a lot of fun. We watched the match days against Spurs. It was a great day, a great match as well, and to see the first team players up close, and also ATC training ground, our own game room. That's just like really great. It's really great work by the team and everyone around us. Everyone has been a big help, making sure that we feel part of the family. Whatever we need, we get it. Everything is arranged, like from like morning till evening till we go to sleep, and then the next morning we already get a text like, all right, remember you have to be here at this time for this activity. The content, the photo shoots, everything it's up and top arranged. So I give my applaud to everyone who's working for the training camp and behind the scenes.